Hello there, welcome back to the Midland Earth channel. This is our full spoiler review of Disclosure Day, Steven Spielberg's latest, I wouldn't say it was a blockbuster, more like a film, I'd say. I am Matt Riley and I'm joined today by Lewis Marshall and Tyler Scott Edwards. This is a slightly different kind of review though, as I am the odd one out. For usually the positive guy, and this time I'm the one and ironically, I'm in the middle as well, which is quite... So yeah, shall we start with initial thoughts, guys? And then move on to what we liked. What were your initial thoughts coming out of Disclosure Day?
I enjoyed it for the parts that I thought, because...
just to inform you, me and Lewis were both tired when we went to see this film, so that did impinge on our viewing slightly.
I'd come off the back of a 10-hour night shift and had about 3 hours kip, so I missed about 20, maybe 30 minutes of the film by sleeping, but I was awoken by chase scenes and things like that whenever I did fall asleep. So
also, it wasn't like one big chunk of 20. It was like
no, it was little blocks. So I could hear things, but I just didn't see bits of it.
The bits that you did see, did you like?
I enjoyed. The sound was good. What I remember hearing, it was all good.
What about you, Tyler? What were your initial thoughts coming out?
No, I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's his best, but I'd say it's a damn good Steven Spielberg film.
Yeah, would you say one of his best in a while?
Yeah, but I feel like modern Steve has been a bit going on.
Is it not a high bar then?
It's like we were discussing yesterday. Like, there's nostalgia Steven Spielberg and then there's new Steven Spielberg, and I think if we're gonna make that distinction, I feel like for a new Steve Spielberg film, it's a good film, one of his better ones in the new era of Steven Spielberg. Almost.
Well, put it up against the last few that he's done. I don't know if anybody has seen any of these, but The Fabelmans. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it.
I enjoyed that, but I think it was better than that. But then I feel like it was West Side Story, just a rehash of what we'd already seen. So I liked the film, but then at the same time,
I like that.
Ready Player One.
I haven't watched that for years, but I remember enjoying it.
Ready Player One, I think, was better than Disclosure Day, but it has been a while since Ready Player One's come out.
Yeah, that was 2018, so he's had like 3 films in between then. So
but I feel like that was just a bit of a fan service film, as much as the storyline was good as well. Like, it was built on nerdiness, so if you were the right kind of nerdiness for the film, I think you were bound to enjoy Ready Player One even a little bit.
Weirdly, I was a bit lukewarm when I came out of it, to be fair. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I just had my classic Steven glasses on, and I was a bit like, oh, that was okay.
Oh, damn, it didn't have dinosaurs or...
There was no...
little aliens with glowing fingers.
No.
They're aliens, but no glowing fingers.
Yeah, I was a bit lukewarm, to be fair. I think these guys liked it more than I did, but that was my...
Which is a first.
I know.
Ever.
For the channel. Yeah, do you guys want to get into positive specifics, and I'll point out if I agree or not?
Yeah, can do, for what I remember.
My main positives was just how refreshingly simple it was. I think a lot of people don't like it because of its simplicity. Like, obviously, like the tone of it is not a simple matter, but it felt like you can just sit and enjoy this film, whether you understand every concept that's going on. I feel like people that understand the concept will like it. People who don't understand many of the concepts that maybe are underwritten in it can enjoy it as well. It just seemed like, to me, it was a slow-paced action film, but I don't fault it for that. It wasn't bang, crash, bang, explosions all the time, but I feel like it had enough story to drive the 2.5 hours. But like I say, I did think the last 20 minutes might have just been a little bit too much. They could have cut 20 minutes and gave us the last 20 minutes earlier. But apart from that, that's my positive on it.
Yeah. As you've touched upon, it's as sort of simple as an idea as it is. Obviously, aliens are out there. Governments have been hiding that for years, and the story's getting out. It did quite well to give sort of the themes that people would like around that. So you got a bit of conspiracy in there, obviously quite a lot of sci-fi, suspense at times. There's quite a bit of action in there, some decent chase scenes.
Philosophical and religious tones as well.
Yeah, that came into it. Despite the fact that it was a fairly sort of straightforward, simple story, they've actually kind of got quite a lot of what you'd expect from a film based around this idea put into it, and they've done it quite well. I think it's worked really well because obviously you've got a decent cast. I don't think realistically there was any weak cast members in this.
Yeah, it was well acted.
It's got a very good and very traditional John Williams score to it, which I think adds to the sort of sci-fi side of it, and the fantasy side of it, which is what he's known for. I
did like the music. That was one thing I did like.
And that's helped sort of bring the story together quite well. I agree with Tyler, it did, again, for the bits that I saw, it did seem to drag on a little bit. We probably could have cut a bit of the film out and got towards the end of it sooner. You might have even been able to sort of progress the ending a little bit more than what they did. I felt like that ending, that sort of final line that Emily Blunt delivers, kind of left it a bit of a cliffhanger, so they could follow it on maybe if they wanted to. I don't think they will, but they sort of left it open a little bit.
I feel like Steve might have made a successful prequel to another great Alien film, because at the end, when we see test subjects 70, I want to say, might be 17, it's definitely, it doesn't really matter, it's a test subject anyway. I feel like after that point, if we hadn't have cut, we probably would have ended up with a classic scene like Mars Attacks, with the "Oh, we come in peace," and then start vaporizing the human race. So I feel like it's nice to leave it on that note, because we're like, oh, aliens can just be friendly with us instead of we are almost your overlords, we will take over your planet now. There may have been a good reason why they were interrogating them. I don't think there was, but I like how they left it so that we feel sympathy for these victims of interrogation from another planet or planets.
I
think it ended nice.
I like the simple design as well to the aliens.
Very classic.
Yeah,
that classic sort of
was
1950s little grey men type thing. There was nothing overly complicated about them or anything like that.
Did you think the animation was good, or like the CGI? Or
my opinion is the aliens looked good. The CGI on the Fox took me out of the film a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was supposed to be an alien
projecting an image at you. But
yeah, I thought, to say how advanced these races are, you would have think they could make a Fox look a bit better than a CGI gaming Fox.
Yeah, that wasn't.
It looked a bit unrendered around the edges.
Yeah, that wasn't the best CGI, but the aliens themselves was quite good.
Yeah.
And the practical effects that they've used throughout and whatnot were all pretty good as well.
Like all the bodies and stuff.
Even that, like the sequence with the car chase that then leads to the train, that was all shot rather well.
Yeah, I did enjoy it.
Yeah,
it was very tense, that car thing. I've never seen an action sequence quite like that before. I think that the line at the end that she says about, like, did she say like listen or something? I don't know if that was kind of the whole like message of the film, you know what I mean? It's kind of asking humanity to like look and listen to kind of what's coming out, you know what I mean? Because I think Steven Spielberg's like hugely into like alien conspiracies and stuff, isn't he? So maybe he was kind of trying to send humanity a message, saying there might be things out there and you should open your ears a bit to the possibilities, I suppose. But I think that was maybe what it was kind of cliffhanger. That's what I got from it.
As I mentioned yesterday when we came out, obviously I don't think it's a huge coincidence that he's decided to release a film about this when the Pentagon started to release and declassify files around UFOs. So whether he's just a bit ahead of the game and
maybe knows something we don't.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, overall, I did think it was enjoyable.
What do we think to the acting? Emily Blunt and Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, Josh O'Connor.
Yeah.
Colin Firth.
Yeah, Colin Firth was good in this. I like. There's a good
playing a villain, which isn't something you normally attribute to him. So I think he played the villain quite well.
I mean, would you even call him a villain? I suppose. Does he do anything?
Yeah, I was about to say. I feel like on reflection, he
doesn't really do anything villainous, does he? He just kind of doing his job.
That's why he sits down. I think that's why he just sits down and lets it happen at the end, because I think he knows that like they ain't gonna stop. Like I was about to say vendetta. It's not really vendetta, but their mission to disclose this information to the world. So I think he sits down because even he's like, I can't stop him. I'm not going to use violence. I'm just going to say I've called it a day. I've tried to keep this information out, but nah.
No, maybe villain's the antagonist. Then he's the antagonist of the film.
Yeah.
But it's not a role that he typically would play, and I thought he played it rather well
with his British accent.
Never been more creeped out by Mr. Darcy.
Hey, it's another British villain in an American film again. What a surprise! Oh. Add it to the long list.
Matt cuts to the classic Jaguar trailer, why it's with Mark Strong, Tom Hiddleston, and what's he called?
Ben Kingsley.
Yes, where they're all going around driving Jaguars because we're all obsessed with power. Why do we play great British? Why do Britons play great villains? Because that's what we are.
I feel like the British accent has just been stereotyped. I don't understand why. We're all bad guys.
Yeah, you're either a really posh villain or you're just really posh anyway, because they're the only accents that we have in this country.
You also get the Cockney thug.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, I suppose you do. Yeah, all right. Yeah, valid point. You get Cockney and you get posh like Chelsea accent.
Don't forget,
really upper class.
don't forget gypsies. Do you like dags?
I don't think they're represented that
They're
much.
Irish,
I mean,
though. Let's
maybe
say they're
more.
Irish.
Yeah,
UK.
maybe now Peaky Blinders is more mainstream. But apart from that,
I mean, let's put it this way: if Colin Firth had turned up in this film and he was playing the antagonist with a really strong Geordie accent, why are you, man? It's not going to be as intimidating, is it?
nah, I think you need to have that poshness or that grittiness to your
Yeah.
British voice.
But yeah, I enjoyed him. I enjoyed Coleman
I
Domingo.
even like.
Coleman Domingo was good too.
I do not think there's a person at the minute that hates Coleman. Like, he's just great in everything he's in. He is becoming a bit of a Midas. Everything he touches, he's just great.
It's kind of like the new Morgan Freeman, really, just in everything, and has an awesome voice and shows up in everything. Him and
To be honest, for me, go on.
Him and Jeffrey Wright, between them two, they've like collectively replaced Morgan Freeman as the token black guy with an awesome voice. But,
yeah, the thing is, I talking about those two, like, I think they both got a good range. And to be honest, I feel like Coleman's now becoming a bit like Pedro Pascal. But as much as I love Pedro Pascal, I feel like Coleman isn't, even though he's in everything I'm seeing, like, I open my eyes and he's there. He's in a TV show. He's in a film. I'm not getting sick of him because I feel like he has so much range as an actor that I don't look at the cast and think, oh, another film with Coleman. I think, oh, this will be good because he's involved in it.
Yeah, I do like him.
Yeah, he's a good actor.
Just looking at through his IMDb list at the minute, you're right, he's appearing in lots of things.
Yeah, that's it. He's in everything.
It's like, so far this year, he's already been in 4 things. Last year, he's in 10 things, 2024, 4 things, 2023, another 9 things. So he's definitely getting a lot of work. Like you say, he's like Pedro Pascal. He just seems to be being picked up for nearly everything at the minute.
I think the main thing that no one realised he was in tail end of last year, start of this year, is the cowardly lion in Wicked for good. Like, he even got himself in the Wicked franchise. He's just there.
He's Norman Osborn, isn't he? And Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man as well.
Yeah, that's just what I mean. He's in everything everybody's watching.
He's good in that. Then,
yeah, I like his take on that.
Hey, it'd be cool if he transferred over to live action. He'd be quite good.
A lot of people are saying they could happen. I would be happy with that. Although, would they just have to keep him as Norman though? Because as much as I like him, I don't think it would do his rep any good going around in a Green Goblin costume. I think I'd have him just more of a serious Norman that doesn't really change it to Green Goblin. Maybe his son, if we're going live action. Because I think it works a bit better in like animation because you can just voice the Green Goblin and do the cackling and everything. But I'm thinking, would it really translate well in live action?
I suppose, yeah.
That's all my concern would be.
Give him a alternative role. If they were looking at bringing in Miles Morales, they could always have him playing his father.
Well, yeah, could do.
Yeah, now that would be a good one. Yeah,
because then you'd be able to give him a good range in terms of, you know, because he's obviously a police officer, he'd have to be protective over his son and things like that. So that might be something for him to do. But we're sidetracking. Sorry, there's a fly.
But yeah, Emily Blunt was probably the standout in this, I would say, because she had to do loads in this. To be fair, there was like she delivered some of the humorous bit. She did like 3 different languages, including an alien one. She did like serious bit. She did like action. She did everything. Really, really good. That was one of the standout performances for me, I think.
Yeah, agreed. Again, she's doing very well at the minute, and she's getting quite picked up for quite a few bits at the moment because she's sort of, if you need a British actress in your film, she's probably your go-to person at the moment.
Yeah. She does do a good American accent.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I mean, her husband's American, so I suppose that helps.
I mean, she always goes on talk shows and talks about how annoying it is that her kids are American as well.
So, they were over
and
here.
She's the only British one in the house.
When I'm filming over in the UK, they refer to it as water. And then when I'm over in America, it's water.
Yeah.
God, that'd do my head in that one. I don't mind the American accent, but I think if I live with them, it would just grate on me a little bit.
I was going to say that there must be some times where she has to just grit her teeth and just deal with it. But there must be some times where she's like, I'm not having that.
Just going to go and listen to Colin Firth talk for a little bit.
Sorry, when she's like helping them with the homework and they're spelling like colour without a U, it probably really annoys her.
Yeah.
They're missing out letters.
Or like taking 5 minutes to realise what they mean by aluminum.
Yeah.
Anyway. Shall we go on to things that were not as good?
Yeah.
Shall I start?
Yeah, because you probably got more than we have. It'll be let's see what we agree with.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, like you guys said earlier, it was I think I thought it was a little bit slower than you guys, because you said it was kind of slow in bits, but you didn't mind it, whereas I thought it was quite slow a lot. Like, I thought there'd be more either good dialogue or like action or more like conspiracy stuff, or it just kind of seemed to be a lot of the same stuff. Oh yeah, we've got to get this information out. It's like important. Oh, you've got to stay here, but no, I'm coming with you. Just a lot of it kind of seemed to be.
I think as much as like I said, I didn't agree. Yeah, well.
Yeah, you carry on. I'll just jump in.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but like, hear me out. I agree with what you're saying. It was slow and it was like repeating the same points over and over again. But for me personally, I think the cast is the reason why I didn't get bored in those scenes, because it was just like, this is great acting. So I think I kind of switched off from almost a bit of my brain for the repeating the same thing over and over again. Because yes, they were in some respects, but I think I was more focusing on the acting in those scenes, which I rode along the wave almost to then, oh, we're at the end of the film now. So I think I was more focusing on the acting in the scenes where they just kept reiterating or doing the same things.
Yeah, I did think that there was quite a lot of plot conveniences as well, like the MacGuffin of the little talisman-y thing that kind of did everything that they needed it to do. I was like, this is just like their way around lots of things in the script. It seemed like we'll use that again to do this. I was like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So like it seemed to do everything that they needed, and there wasn't like
It seemed to be. Yeah.
There wasn't consistency in what it did either. Like Colin Firth used it about 7 times, and then what's it? Emily Blunt used it like twice, and it started to like disintegrate. I was like some things just confused me. And like, I know it's like little nitpicky like details, but like there's a lot of little things that can. And Coleman Domingo just seems to know everything. Well, I know he like used to work with Colin Firth and stuff, but like it didn't really explain who he was in the company. You know what I mean? He just kind of seemed to know everything about the aliens and stuff. Really go into why that was, or like had he? Because he said that he like helped one escape or something, but then had he like been like in contact with it since, or things just kind of they weren't as detailed.
Well, I assume he was in contact with it, because I think that's obviously the alien in the wheeled out to the end.
And then
looking all old.
I don't know. Do you think I'm just being a bit nitpicky, or
no? Because like I feel like anybody could be that nitpicky. Like, just thinking about the alien now, the first thing I was thinking of, he must have stolen this alien at least, I don't know, at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, and I'm thinking, what are they feeding it? Are they just keeping it in that glass, in like with cellophane wrapped around him, in his little maybe almost hairstylist kit?
Maybe they've evolved from food. They don't need food.
And I mean, he looked like he needed a good burger when I looked at his hands, his arms. They were about wafer thin.
He was a bit scrawny, bless him.
He did look like he needed a good meal. Yeah, it just seemed to be a massive head and then this stick body.
There was a lot of exposition dumps as well at certain points as well. I'm just going to say this to the just so you know. I was like, oh, but yeah, I don't know. And I think it was like really, like I said, like it was just a bit. The pacing was really slow as well. I don't know whether me being tired affected my like viewing of it. Maybe I should go and see it again. But then Lewis fell asleep, and he liked it. So.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't. Obviously, I listen to them, but I don't really take them as gospel. But looking at the wider people's response, I feel like this film has almost become like Marmite with the viewings that have happened at the minute. Because you either do like it, or you just completely think it was a waste of time. Because all I've been seeing is people saying, "Oh, it's great!" Like felt like X-Files all over again in the good sense. And then you get other people that like it was just 2 hours and a half of slop. That why are we still letting Steven Spielberg in the directing chair? He clearly isn't the man he used to be.
Yeah, I definitely don't.
I can almost see where they're coming. I could see where they're coming from, but then at the same time, like I feel like it was good enough for a film to go and sit there for. I think some films don't have to be action right in your face all the time. I feel like sometimes it can just be a good storyline that you can get escaped in for 2 hours plus.
I mean, I don't think it was like the worst film. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it was a load of rubbish. Like I like what it was about, and like it's made me interested in that stuff again. Like I might go and watch some documentaries and stuff, but about it. And look on YouTube and things, but I don't know. There was just odd things that, because I used, what did I say? I said the underwhelming was the first thing I said in our out of the theatre. What's it? So I don't know. Maybe I was just expecting something different. See, like, there's not a lot of negatives. It's just things. I think it was more a feeling than anything, any one thing.
Yeah.
You're expecting more Independence Day than what you got.
No, I do like that film, but not.
Or more E.T.
I mean, I can't even pinpoint what I was expecting either. That's the weird thing.
It's just reminded because you mentioned Independence Day, like they're completely different alien storyline. nice. But I think Independence Day is a bit like that. Like, I still think that's one of my favourite films. But at the same time, till the end, that isn't really guns blazing either. It's more just the aliens arrive, oh no, what we're going to do. Like, you get, like, the subdivisions of, like, you see the government, like, yeah, we're going to nuke them. Like, and then you get Bill Pullman doing his iconic line. And then you get, like, obviously the scientists. And then you get the people that, like, think that they are the gods, which I think is a bit reflected in this. Thus why the other, like, the secondary female lead was a bit like, do we really want to know this information? Because it will blow religions out of the water, knowing that there is actually sentient beings that aren't gods. They're just creatures from further out of the galaxy.
Yeah, I quite liked the inclusion of that character. You know, who used to be a nun but was still religious. Like, I found that quite an interesting dynamic, to be fair, between her and Daniel. That was quite interesting. She was like,
yeah, I think it was Daniel.
Yeah, I believe in, like, God still and stuff. I feel like this information, like, rip down, like, lots of the world because everyone kind of relies on God and stuff. I thought that was an interesting.
I like that as well, because I can't think of a film off the top of my head, but it's been done a lot of times where something happens and that's what causes the person to lose faith. But for her to lose some of her faith before the narrative of the film even starts, and she almost, I mean, you may read it differently, but I think that she starts to restore a bit of her faith by the end, which is unusual to say you found these. But then obviously from the sister she was friends with in the nunnery, then obviously says God says that he created everybody on Earth, like everybody on Earth's equal, like, and then she reads it more as like, this is just talk about Earth, like God probably has made other creatures, and his grace was only seen on Earth because that was written by the Bible. So she then sees it as, yes, God is still almighty in my religious opinion, but he has actually made other creatures that we need to be respecting with us more.
Came across as, what was it? We're the superior beings on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was the number suggestion, but like I say, it's just we're the top of the food chain here. There's nothing in her mind that would suggest that we're the only life forms in the universe, which you probably wouldn't get a lot of religious people saying.
Quite interesting.
Because it's normally you're one of two sides of that coin, aren't you? You're either the religious side that think that we're the only ones in existence because it was all created by God and whatnot, or you're on the opposite side of the coin where you are all science and you think, well, no, we can't possibly be the only life forms in an entire universe. There has to be other life forms out there. And with that particular character suggesting that, it's nice to see that there are people that can be a little bit of both. You don't get as much of these days.
The one thing I couldn't really get my head around is why Steve decided that we needed a World War III sub-narrative. Like, is he saying that is he almost willing the FBI and CIA to release all the documents and maybe it will stop World War III? Because obviously that's what the news was, the point beforehand, that Korea was arming the nuclear arsenal, so was America, so was the UK. And I think, is there a reason that you've decided to go with that narrative for the news? You could have just gone with, like...
Yeah, maybe it was like saying something like that would unite the planet, maybe?
I don't know if it would, though.
Yeah, or maybe he's a bit of a optimist.
See, you could read it the other way as well. It could be also like, instead of using your nukes against each other, use them against the aliens that keep crash landing on our planet.
That's more realistic. Yeah. Don't like change historically, humans. Yeah,
he made a good point to that one.
Yeah, that was interesting. That I like Wyatt Russell. He was quite funny.
Yeah, I do like Wyatt Russell and everything he's in.
Different kind of character. I've not really seen him play yet before. I've not seen him in loads of things, but he's usually a bit more serious than that. I thought it was quite funny as the little comic relief character.
I mean,
his leather jacket that he was wearing at some points during the films.
Was it from War of the Worlds?
It kind of had a look of the one that Tom Cruise wore in War of the Worlds.
I thought that.
But it also
with the orange stripes,
the colour scheme reminded me a bit of, what is it, one that Hugh Jackman wears as Wolverine in one of the X-Men films.
I knew you were going to go there. He does. He wears it in X-Men Last Stand.
Yeah, so was that just like a little, we've got someone from Marvel, here's a leather jacket that looks like what Hugh Jackman's wearing type thing.
Yeah, I think that's fun. I like how they included like well-known alien things as well, like Roswell and like people seeing spaceships when they're in jet planes and stuff like that. I found that quite cool.
I feel like he could have included a good little Easter egg as well while we're on the subject of Easter egg. He could have included the alien spaceship coming out of the Incan temple / pyramid at the end of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Why would he do that?
Could have worked.
I thought a nice little detail on like the declassified videotape.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, could have even, like you say, because he's done like E.T. and he's done Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They could have just snuck something like that in as well.
Yeah.
if he wanted to. I would have thought as well, given the subject matter, they could have found, particularly towards the end when they were doing like in that last sort of 20 minutes when it's the news channels are all reacting to the news of things coming out and whatnot. They could have, because let's face it, if this was to happen tomorrow, breaking news, aliens are real, this is something that's happened, you know full well that straight away Fox News or Sky or whatnot would get Neil deGrasse Tyson on there straight away. So they could have just like got like a really famous physicist to just sort of appear on one of these little segments and just sort of stop discussing it to sort of legitimize it straight away type thing. Because that's what we would do.
Note, I feel like we definitely need that guy off the History Channel that always talks about a load of like reasons that, the guy who says that the pyramids were built by aliens. They should have just had him going, I told you, just looking at a camera.
Because that's what we would do. If that broke on a normal standard news cycle, you know full well they would get some expert straight away on the
field.
On the field, to be doing it. So I feel like they missed the trick on that, maybe just to sort of hammer home the realism of how we would react.
Or just like have like somebody with the classic tinfoil hats on, like out of size.
I do.
I did like the news reporter's reaction. When everything came out, I thought that was a really like authentic way of how someone would react if that came out. Why they were live on it. She kept like having to stop and was kind of like, because she was like seeing it as people were seeing it, so it was kind of like freaking her out as she was like trying to do a job.
Yeah,
that was a really good, well acted bit. To be fair, I like that bit. Yeah, I'm very intrigued to think what our news reporters would act like if that kind of stuff came live on it.
Piers Morgan would have something to say. He'd be front of the brigade to have a chat about that.
Yeah, well, he's interviewed Neil deGrasse Tyson before, and he's obviously argued from the religious side, because apparently Piers Morgan is religious.
Really? Did he do that? That's mental.
Yeah, and obviously Neil deGrasse Tyson isn't. So I'd love to get Piers Morgan's reaction to aliens.
That's awesome.
I think if it did happen in the UK, we'd have like some really like random UK cameos coming on the news. Like I think we get like people like Martin Lewis. Like, how's this going to affect the stock prices? Like because things like SpaceX would definitely like lose a load of stock value because they'd be like, we don't need to go to space now. They're coming to us.
To us. And Martin Lewis will be going, quick, get yourselves down to B&Q, get this corrugated iron sheet, that'll protect your windows.
Make sure you open a bank account now before they mind wipe you. Move all your money secure.
You were all laughing at me when I was telling you to get this ice or that ice. Well, now you're not going to have any money.
That £1 you put in an ice to 20 years ago, this is when you need to take it out. This is
that'd be the kind of thing that we do.
Yeah, definitely.
Are there any closing thoughts before we give our rankings out of, not ranking, but like rating out of 5, do you reckon? Anything you want to say more? Any closing statements?
Maybe just that I really don't, for the sake of this film, Colin Firth is an antagonist, but in some ways I feel like he's the only logical one. I mean, apart from like trying to kill Daniel, I feel like he's just basically the guy who tells us the concept of the Pandora's box, or the fact curiosity killed the cat. Once you open Pandora's box, you can't shut it again, and that's what I think he was trying to do.
Yeah, true.
So I don't think he's a bad guy in that sense. I feel like his morals might be a bit crossed, but he had the wider public's best interest at heart. Because it wasn't, even though he was torturing aliens, it wasn't solely him. No, he was just holding on to information. Because once this box is open, it's open.
There was also a bit of a selfish side to that, is that now that the information is out there, his company's gone bust. You know full well, his company that he runs, it's gone bust. There's no point. You're not getting the US contracts anymore. He's bankrupt and living on the street.
I also think as well, it's going to cause more wars, because I think it's going to destabilise what the fragile thoughts on the US government as it is. Knowing that they've been keeping all this stuff secret for 76 years is what they said. Like, they're never going to be able to trust the government again. So I feel like it's going to just cause catastrophic issues. It's just going to domino effect.
You'd see other nations like Russia and whatnot, they'd be taking advantage of that.
Yeah.
The destabilizing effect. And that would what would happen in real life is that, because let's face it would be the US government that'd be keeping all this mainly a secret. So that would destabilize all the Western allies' trust in them. And that's something that other countries would take advantage of in real life, and it would cause more problems.
Yeah. So in some respects, when we say, would it have been good to see what happened next? I don't think so, because I don't think we would have liked the world that would have opened up. I think it's good to just leave it at the point of contact, the first contact with extraterrestrial life. I feel like it wouldn't have gone the way we all would have wanted it to do. I feel like it would have turned to a very different film.
That'll be the sequel
Yeah,
if it gets one. Disclosure Day: The Aftermath.
Disclosure Day. We should have kept this redacted.
If you had to give it a rating out of 5, then what would you say?
Solid 3.5. I feel like that's where I stand with it, because I didn't absolutely love it. Oh my god, I want to go see that film straight away again. But I also didn't think it was a bad film.
Yeah, I was going to say a 3.
Yeah.
That's squarely in the middle. It was enjoyable, but again, I'm not rushing to the cinema to go see it again.
Yeah, agree.
I don't know.
This is where Matt gives it a higher score than both of us, even though he's saying he didn't enjoy it as much.
I mean,
I feel like this. I feel like this has become like the jury gone off to deliberate. Now he's heard our points. He's like, wait a minute, maybe I'm going to rate it a little bit higher.
I rate things quite high anyway, so like 3, like
Yeah.
2.5, 3 is like low. But no, I'll say, because I liked it less than you guys, I'd probably say like 2.5. I was going off.
I feel like next time we need to do a Strictly Come Dancing. We all need to like count down and like just share our answers. Because I feel like then we won't influence each other's rating.
But yeah, that's all of our thoughts. Steven Spielberg's latest Disclosure Day. Let us know what you thought of it. Did you think it was one of his best in ages, or did you think it was a bit like I was kind of thinking? Did you think it was too slow? Did you fall asleep like Lewis did? Let us know.
I will caveat that with I'd had a 10-hour night shift the night before and very little sleep before going to the film.
You fell asleep. Right, did you fall asleep?
If it makes you feel any better, I fell asleep through Close Encounters and like I wasn't even tired at the time.
Dear, very well.
Oh, controversial, I know.
But yeah, Disclosure Day. Let us know. And as usual, please like, subscribe, and share. And join us in the Midland Earth channel. Will it be next? Probably.
2 films that are coming out: Toy Story, Supergirl.
So, yeah.
I'm not watching Minions and Monsters. You can. I'd rather rip out my own spleen than go and watch that.
Harsh times on the Minions.
Me. I was going to say, me on the other hand, I'm looking forward to Minion and Monsters.
I will not be involved in that one.
No.
Evil Dead Burn, The Odyssey,
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
All of
Those are a
them.
few that are coming out.
All of them coming up.
I was going to say, all of them, apart from Minions and Monsters, feel like ones that deserve a review.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled because they'll all be coming. Bye for now, and keep an eye on the skies.
All right, Neil,
The
calm
truth
down.
is out there.
If he watches this, he's coming for you because that's how he ends Star Talk.
Who's that?
Neil deGrasse Tyson, his podcast Star Talk. I think that's pretty much how he ends each episode. He's like he keep an eye on the stars or something like that. You've pretty much just ripped him off.
I've never even heard of the guy, so yeah, quite magic.
You're going to get copyright by now. Oh.
Come and get me. Right.
Shameful.
Live long and prosper.
Next video is just you. Next video is just you calling out Neil deGrasse Tyson until he comes on the channel.
I'd love that.
Just call him out enough, and then he just comes and sets the record straight.
Ta-ta for now.